Good evening, everyone. This is Mariners Baseball, and this is the Rooftop Sports. Here I am to cover the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres. And must I say, the Mariners have been on an awful 6-game stretch ever since they beat the Athletics when they took 2 of 3, and it was really at the skin of their teeth. But since then, they have been 1-5, and they are absolutely on a struggle. It's getting to the point that that the whole T-Mobile offensive suppression is a problem once again. But the good news is Mariners are at least in San Diego. But the problem is San Diego is also a pretty good team. So this is not going to be exactly a walk in the park, and no one should expect it to be a walk in the park. So here we are. Mariners are going to be playing the San Diego Padres, and it is not going to be an easy one. We got Logan Evans today, who's been struggling in his last 2 starts, and Stephen Koek. He has 11 strikeouts to 4 walks. He has 2-0, has yet to give up a run this season. And the Padres are heavily favored to win this game. For the lineup, we've got J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena, Rowdy Tellez, Leody Taveras, Miles Mastrobuoni, and Ben Williamson. And on the other hand, it's going to be Fernando Tatis Jr. actually leading off. Then we got Luis Arias, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill, a lot of good company there, by the way. Xander Bogaerts, Gavin Sheets, Jake Cronenworth, Diaz, and Lockridge. This is actually a very formidable offense. And I want to see where the Mariners, not the Mariners, the MLB offensive stats are. I want to see where they're leading. So I'm looking at teams. And in terms of batting average as a team, San Diego is second in overall offense in batting average. And as for runs, San Diego themselves, they are 13th. So they're actually slightly less better than the Seattle Mariners. But it's going to be still a tough when you're going up against those big boys of Fernando Tatis, Xander Bogaerts, and the list just goes on. I would say the keys to the game is Mariners are just going to have to score at will. And I would think that you're going to be playing, it's probably a more similar ball suppressed ballpark. Maybe you should have, I wonder, wait, is Donovan Solano playing? He's not playing today because it's going to be a righty, so there's no reason to play Donovan Solano. But the Mariners have got to do something about Donovan Solano because whatever it is, things are just not working at all. And I do want to look at the splits between the Mariners and the San Diego Padres between each other. I got to see how exactly the Mariners did when they played against each other. Let's find that San Diego game. So when they played San Diego, they were 3-1. I guess they played 2-game series between each other. So the Mariners played very well against the Padres, but the Padres were quite a bit of a different team last season. And I want to see what kind of a series that they played against each other. When they were at San Diego, they swept the San Diego Padres in that 2-game stretch in July, and they split the series in September, including that September 11th game that I remember doing myself when I was doing the Memorial. And San Diego last season, they were 93-69, so they did play against a good San Diego team. And BC, I know, but that's not really of my concerns right now. But we're just going to focus on the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners as they are taking the field. And also, this game is on Apple TV. So if you want to get Apple TV, go to that link to get Apple TV. And also, not only for just Apple TV, what about the fact that I'm covering the game myself? So if you don't want to spend the money, you want to save a little bit of money, here you are. But if you want to actually support a small business guy like me, donate to this channel. And I'm not telling you to do the full price or anything like that, but just put something in there. Like we have our friend Fritz that has done it. So let's get all of this done. We got Stephen Koek. It's going to be a tough matchup. He's a 188 average, 2 starts, a record of 2-0 in just 14 innings pitched. So he's really just pitched 2 games, but he's pitched very well on all of them. And he's averaged about 5 or 6 strikeouts. And we are just getting ready. And his pitching arsenal, he's got a 4-seam fastball. He's got a sinker going 26%, a slider, changeup, cutter, and a sweeper. So again, I don't think it's going to be an easy game for the Mariners whatsoever. I do expect this to be a very tough game. We got J.P. Crawford, who's going to be the leadoff hitter for the Mariners, and he has also cooled off quite a bit. Right now, he's batting 271. He was batting 300 earlier. Jorge Polanco's also cooled off. Like, he has really got to step up. And looking at Stephen Koek's numbers, his velocity goes up to 94 to maybe 95. So maybe this could be a chance Mariners could at least batter some runners in. And also, I got a reply from Luke Arkins. I was telling him about he noticed that Aaron Judge hit a really hard home run. And I tagged him by going, too bad T-Mobile Park wasn't there to suppress him. And he goes, outliers were discussed in this article by a neutral, credible analyst. He shoves the same article down my freaking throat. We got Rex Crumb. I'm going to take a drink every time this made-up Vetter Cup gets mentioned tonight. Vetter Cup? What are you talking about? And now we are looking at the first pitch brought to you by SeatGeek. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to deep right field. And if that's fair, that is gone. That is a home run for J.P. Crawford. And the Mariners get on the board immediately. First pitch, and it's a home run. And the Mariners already have a 1-0 lead. And I think that is a brand new record of me calling a home run in my career of YouTube. And good to see the Mariners already attacking already to give them a 1-0 lead, and that is all thanks to J.P. Crawford, and you could tell that thing was gone in a hurry, and that was just absolutely blasted. I am really happy about it. So J.P. Crawford, great job with that home run, and that is actually the first run surrendered by Collect, and now the pitch. And now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And what is going on right now for the Mariners? We've got offense. They seem to be stepping up right now, and now we got runner on first base, so can't go wrong with that whatsoever. And now we've got Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. And let's see if Julio can do some damage for this team. And now Julio, he's getting the pitch. And now here it is. And now here is fly ball popped up, and that's going to be out of play. And that's going to be strike one to Julio Rodriguez. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now we're looking at next pitch for Julio Rodriguez. At the home, on the road, they play slightly better on offense, and that's going to be outside for a ball. It's with that whole thing about they talk about that ballpark suppression, which I don't really like that argument at all. I hate it. I think it's just really annoying. We're looking at 1-2, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that is going to be dribbling, and that is actually going to be an infield base hit, and Julio gets on base with also nobody out. And now we got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And let's see what Cal Raleigh can do. Padres are now at a unfavorable position right now. We got two men on base with nobody out, but knowing the Mariners, anything can happen where they could help the Padres just completely get away with it. And now we got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. He's batting 248. He's been batting a little bit better as of late. And now he's got two runners on. Let's see what he can do. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be out of play. Thank goodness that was out of play. And that's going to be an 0-1 count. Let's see what the Mariners can keep doing. And now here's the pitch. Up high for a ball. And that kind of he didn't really nearly get him, but it was at least close enough to get him to duck away. Now we're at 1-1. And Kolek is already struggling in this inning. Already has two men on. Has already surrendered a run by J.P. Crawford. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Ball 2. Good eye by Cal Raleigh. He is not forcing it. He is not chasing it. He is waiting patiently for a good pitch for him. And now we're looking at 2-1 and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be a 2-2 count. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. And now we've got the 2-2. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first, and that is in time for the double play. And now you got a runner on first base. It did move Jorge Polanco, but that also means we've got Cal Raleigh. You got 2 outs, so not exactly favorable. And now we got Randy Arozarena up to the plate, Mr. Lazy Defender. And now the pitch. And check swing. He absolutely went around. Yeah. Oh, he didn't go around. I thought he did go around, but I guess the umpire gave him a break on that one. And that's going to be a 1-0 count. Nice start so far, but it's only a home run. They did hit into a double play, unfortunately, so not really much being done. Now the 1-0, and that's going to be a strike. And it's the zone that he really doesn't like to hit. He likes to hit more in the low and the inside corners. He doesn't really like to hit the upside. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position, he's clutch. Now here's a fly ball to right field, and that's going to be caught by Tatis, and that's going to retire the side. But on the flip side, the Mariners do get on the board with a J.P. Crawford home run. Can the Mariners hold that 1-0 lead in the meantime? We will find out after these messages. That is if you want some good torta, go ahead and head over to Snoqualmie Food Truck. Authentic Mexican food. You cannot miss on Mexican food one bit. So don't miss your opportunities on that. And I'm waiting on my buddy Steve. He said he might be there, but not sure yet. Fubo is expensive, and their content or their servers are not even good. And they're trying to get me to buy Fubo. No, thank you. I dropped Fubo for a reason. Showing Mike Trout. And unfortunately, it's not good timing because he's injured. I think that was a Mookie Betts home run in Korea. They're showing a commercial of, I don't know. Google Cloud. And we are back from the break, and we got Logan Evans on the mound, who surprisingly, it says that he's having a 3.60 ERA. I don't buy that. That doesn't seem accurate. I mean, when I checked his ERA, I guess it is 3.60. Oh, interesting. And now here is the pitch to Tatis, And that's going to be inside for a ball. I really thought his numbers were at least not exactly. Yeah, it's like it says 6.60 ERA. So they got that wrong with the ERA. They really got that wrong. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And it makes no sense to give him such a favorable ERA because, yeah, Miami gives him a good case, but he did give up 2 runs. He had 1 earned run and then 3. I don't know. The pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford. Easy play, throw to first in time. And now we've got 1 out, and it's going to be for Luis Arias. And the last time I saw Luis Arias play, or at least saw a highlight of him, was he suffered a little bit of a slight scare of an injury, but it seems that he's okay because he's playing, but there was a scare that he may have been out for the rest of the season. But I guess thanks to second opinions, he was considered okay for the meantime. And now the pitch to Arias, and now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a foul ball. Arias was one of the players that Mariner fans wanted the Mariners to go for, but it did not happen due to, I guess, the hefty cost on him. And he plays first base, 286. With 3 home runs. He is one of the more, I guess, finesse-tuned players in baseball. Now the pitch. Now here's a line drive to left field, and that is going to be a base hit just right there. That's why I was talking about good things about him. And now he's at first base, and he proves the point, does that sign of the cross. And now we got a runner on first base, and it's going to be up to Manny Machado to see what damage he can do. And it was a nice, clean hit. That went right to left field. There was no chance for anyone to get that. Manny Machado is batting .340 for the season. Now the pitch. That is going to be up high for a ball. Manny Machado he's got himself on the wrong end of the camera before, or wrong end of social media. He once said that if the Dodgers ever won a World Series, he would give up his entire contract or salary for that season, but he never held his end of the deal. And that's going to be, he did not go for it. So that's going to be 2-0 for Manny Machado. Manny Machado, batting average wise, has been playing a lot better. And now he's on a 14-game hitting streak. The pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field, but Randy Arozarena is going to be there. And he makes the easy catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. Machado's at 32 years old. He's been an average of 30 home run hitter. He has 345 home runs of his career with a 280 average career. Now we got Jackson Merrill, one of the rising stars of the San Diego Padres. He is off to a really good start. Last year hit 24 home runs in his rookie year. That's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Splits with and without Merrill. They do play better with him. Without him, not so much. So he has paid huge dividends for this team. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. 2-1. Logan Evans has been having a little bit of a struggling time trying to find the right strike zone. But kind of hard to when you have a really good offensive heavy team, the San Diego Padres. And now the 2-1 pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball, more like a pop-up. And it's going to be who's going to get it. Julio Rodriguez gets it. And that is going to retire the side. It was almost a 1-2-3 inning with the exception of Arias getting on base. Up next is going to be Rowdy Tellez, Leody Taveras, and Miles Mastroboni. We'll be back after these messages. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful clean crust.
Yep, Sahara Pizza, 25% off the bowling and 50% off the menu on Mondays and Tuesdays. So head over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza if you want to get some massive savings on such high quality pizzas. And it looks like we are back from the break. And now it's up to Rowdy Tellez to see what he can do. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be low. That's going to be low for a ball again. And that's going to be a 2-1 count on Rowdy Tellez. It's going to be 2-1. And now the pitch. And now here's a liner to no ground ball to second base. And that's going to be the easy out. And now we've got one out. And now it's going to be up to Leody Taveras, who's been more like an average player at best. A fan caught a foul ball. Didn't notice that. And he caught another one again. Guy's just too dang lucky. And now we got Leody Taveras up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch again. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is strike one. It's going to be 1-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to first base. And that's going to be in time. That was Arias who makes the play. And that's going to be 2 outs. And now here's Miles Mastroboni up to the plate. Batting .211 with 6 home runs. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Now we're at 0-1. And now here's a ground ball right to second base again. Throw to first. And that is in time. And that was like 3 plays in a row, it seems like. That went right to second base. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It is still 1-0 Mariners. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Showing the Blizzard commercial for not Jack in the Box, Dairy Queen. It seems that it is this time of the year to get some Blizzard ice cream, but right now I'm a bit on the overweight side. And the fact that the weather's kind of garbage doesn't seem like it's worth it to get any kind of Blizzard ice cream right now at this time. So I will wait. I'll wait until the weather gets better. And we are back from the break. It's going to be Julio Rodriguez that they're talking about. They're talking about that he was Rookie of the Year, fourth in MVP voting. But here's the thing. He's been sucking since. Two-time All-Star, 2022 Rookie of the Year. But again, he hasn't done much since 23. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And if you look at his... And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And are they talking to Julio Rodriguez? And the pitch. That's going to be a ground ball foul. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a diving stop by Randy Arozarena. Makes a good catch, and that is going to be one out. Thought he dropped it for a moment. And plus, wins above replacement for Julio Rodriguez has dropped every single year. 2022, it was 6.2. Then it dropped to 5.5 and 4.3. So he's off to not exactly a good start. At least his strikeouts didn't. I don't know. 2023, his strikeouts were really high. The pitch, and that is going to be low for a ball. Gavin Sheets is now up to the plate. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner to center field, and that is going to be a base hit. Another base hit surrendered by Logan Evans. And now we got a man on first base. Aside from those two hits, Evans has actually been pitching quite efficiently. And Reese Beast, how's it going? Yeah, must-need series win. I would say you got to get a sweep just to make up for everything. Now here's Jake Cronenworth up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. Didn't realize the Twins are actually on fire, aren't they? I better check them out. Twins are winning 11 in a row. And now the pitch. And Mariners could be catching them at the worst possible time. Other teams on fire. The Texas Rangers are caught fire. Now they're only a half game back from the Mariners, so they better find a way to win this game to stay within par. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, but Taveras is going to be there, and he makes the catch. And now we've got 2 outs in the inning. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Now we're at the 0-1. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to get right through for a base hit. He's going to go to second base. Yeah, Julio, you got to focus on that. Yeah, turn off the cameras, Apple TV. Shut up. Stop talking to him. Let him focus on the game. And Julio just yanked the microphone off. And enables a lot of goofing around, in my opinion. Now we have 2 men on base, and now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that should end the inning. He's going to go to the bag at second base, and that's going to retire the side. Mariners got away with a little bit of a slight scare of a jam, but the Mariners get out of it, and now it's still 1-1, 1-0, and we're going into the top of the 3rd inning. Alexa, turn on the lights.
Okay.
What do we got? Do you know when Kirby and Gilbert will return? Ugh. It's a question that we really can't answer. They're saying Logan Gilbert is the 27th of May, George Kirby maybe the 22nd. At this point, I don't even have an answer for it anymore. And we are back from the break. And looks like, are they talking to Tatis Jr.? And now the pitch to Williamson. And that's going to be low for a ball. Ben Williamson was off to a good start, and now he has struggled since, especially since the start of May. Hasn't really done much at all. I mean, looking at Ben Williamson, who's now your starting third baseman, the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a strike. In terms of the splits, he was batting 260. Now he's batting 205 since the start of May. The pitch, and that's going to be strike two. That was literally his pitch right there. And the pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did go, and that's going to be strike three. And now it's going to be J.P. Crawford. And the last time he hit a home run. And now the pitch to J.P. Crawford. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And now we got the 1-0. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-0 to J.P. Crawford. And I've been so busy with this game that I haven't even told you guys where I'm at on my goals. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. And we're looking at 2-0 the count. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And that is 3-1 to J.P. Crawford. I am now at number 22. I am 78 games to go for the magic number of 100. And now the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3-2. That was well outside the strike zone. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, J.P. Crawford seemed a little bit stunned by that, or maybe he's not surprised at all. Now the 3-2 pitch. And now here is a liner to center field, and that's going to be caught by Jackson Merrill. And that's going to be 2 outs. Looks like Cole Young is just a single away for the cycle. He's coming to bat in the 5th, just needs a single for the cycle. Wow. Jeff Passan is talking about the A's, I guess. Or he says, Oakland A's were killed by greed. Do not allow people responsible to spin the other way. Yeah, and now the pitch to Polanco. That's going to be outside for a ball. John Fisher did not have to move this team. Major League Baseball and its owners did not need to be complicit in it. This was a choice, a wrong one. History will sneer. Well, all I can say is, and now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And, the New York Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Believe it or not, they will be squaring off against the Indiana Pacers to go to the NBA Finals. And now we are at the 2-0, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And that's 3-0 for Jorge Polanco. And the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they have home court advantage in the playoffs. Now the 3-1 and the pitch. And that is strike 2. That was literally his pitch to swing at. Let's see if it was. It actually was kind of his pitch to swing at. It really was. He really should have swung at that. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be a foul ball. We'll try this again for Polanco. At a full count, 3-2. Hardest has the most power. He has the second highest hard hit, just behind Gavin Sheets. He's ahead of the likes of George Springer and Eugenio Suarez. Now we're at 3-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to second base, tossed over to first in time, and that's going to retire the side for another 1-2-3 inning by against the Mariners. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It is still 1-0 Mariners, that they are just holding on to absolute dear life.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Looks like an environment commercial that they're showing. We are back from the break. Now we got Logan Evans still on the mound against Fernando Tatis Jr. And now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. And now the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. And the pitch again. Low for a ball, 3-1. We're at 3-1. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball to J.P. Crawford. Bobbles the ball, and he seemed very careless about it. He really didn't show much urgency on that. And now you've got a man on first base. Pretty lackluster effort by J.P. Crawford, in my opinion. Didn't seem like he was really going for it. Didn't even make a diving attempt, which he should have. Did not like that approach by J.P. Now we're at 1-0. Where Mariners are up 1-0. Here's Arias, and now the pitch is going to bunt, and Cal Raleigh was trying to act all alert, just watching Fernando Tatis Jr. But that's going to be a strike one. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Padres have never won 100 games. Didn't realize that. They've won 98 at most, and that was for the 1998 Padres. And the pitch. Now here's a line of blooper, and that's actually going to drop in for a base hit. And now we got runners on first and second with nobody out. And now it's going to be up to, I believe, Jackson. No, it's going to be Manny Machado up to the plate. And this is where it gets very, very dangerous. This is getting very dangerous. Now here's Machado, and now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Now the 1-0, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. Arias is 2 for 2, by the way. Machado is 0 for 1. He flied out. Batting .338. Hasn't really hit much home runs, but he still is very efficient. And now the 1-1. And now here's a ground ball. Could be double play ball. Goes to second. Throw to first. And that will be in time for the double play. But however, we have Fernando Tatis Jr. at third base, so it kind of makes up for it. But the Mariners have an opportunity to get out of this inning. J.P. Crawford really did save a run out of that. That was really close, and Logan Evans showing a bit of sign of a relief. But you still got to get one more out. J.P. Crawford was a 2020 Gold Glove winner. And J.P. Crawford did have, I would say, I guess, a very successful 2020. If I remember him in 2020, he batted .255 with 2 home runs, 24 RBIs. His best season was 21, they say, or possibly his 2023 season. I would say 23 season was his best season. He had 35 doubles, 19 home runs, 94 RBIs, 94 walks, 65 RBIs, excuse me. Now here's Jackson Merrill, who basically has the Freddie Freeman batting stance. And now the pitch, low for a ball. We're at 1-0 on Jackson Merrill. And Evans is set, and now the pitch. And that's going to be fouled back, strike 1. And now we're at 1-1. And that's a ground ball foul. And now you're 1 strike away from ending this inning. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gets the tag, and that will retire the side. Mariners get out of another jam, and we're going into the top of the 4th inning. The Mariners are hanging on to dear life at 1-0. Makes me really, really, really nervous.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki. Tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. and it's ready. Put it on the oven. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Eating some almonds. And we are back from the break. And here is Julio Rodriguez, who is batting .234. He has a single. It was an infield base hit that advanced the runner. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball foul. I forgot that Oklahoma, I didn't even know what the score was for the Oklahoma game yesterday. On Thursday, Denver forced a game 7. And now the pitch. And that's just going to be slightly outside for a ball. Oh, wow. The game's at 12:30. Thinking about doing that game. That might be an interesting game to do. I'm thinking about doing it. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-1. If the game is at 12:30 on Sunday, heavily considering it. As we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to first base areas. And he makes the catch. And the pitch to Cal Raleigh. And that is going to be a ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Might do the playoff game. I'm really thinking about it rather than the Mariners game and the 1-1. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 2-1. It's 2-1 for Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And that's going to be way outside for a ball, 3-1. Let's hope that Cal Raleigh can just at least get on base. Or maybe do a little bit more than that. And now the 3-1 pitch to the big dumper. And that's going to be a strike. He didn't go for it this time, and maybe he should have. And I wonder if that was even in the strike zone. It looks like it was, so he should have gone for it. And the pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, take your base, and Cal Raleigh gets on first base. And now it's going to be up to Randy Arozarena, and let's see what he can do. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. And the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And that is fouled. As now we're at 0-2 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss into the glove. Foul tip into the glove. Strike 3. Mariners got to realize that they just can't keep trying to win with 1-0, especially against a high-powered offense, the San Diego Padres. I mean, you would think that the amount of times, it's been 2 innings where Padres have had at least 2 men on base. You would think that it's only a matter of time until they score, especially if they're putting up all the pressure. Now here's Rowdy Tellez up to the plate. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball, and that nearly got him. Kolek is now approaching 60 pitches. Tellez is batting 185 with 6 home runs and 19 RBIs. He's got the power, but he doesn't necessarily have the contact. And now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball belted to deep right field, and that is gone. That was a laser, and that is now 3-0 on a 2-run home run by Rowdy Tellez, and that was just gone literally at a blink of an eye. And it seems when I criticize Rowdy Tellez, he just hits a home run immediately. Maybe I should just do it all the time, and maybe he'll hit more home runs after that. But nonetheless, Mariners are now at 3, Padres nothing. And let's hope that the Mariners can continue this momentum and get more confidence into winning the series. And Rowdy Tellez, he just knew that it was gone. When I was like, oh, that's got to be gone. That's got to be gone. And next thing you know, you just blinked an eye and it's gone. And now the pitch to Taveras, and that is a foul ball. Rowdy Tellez enjoying that trident. A lot of tablets and analytics crap. The pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball as I saw it in the dugout. Now we're at 0-2 for Taveras already. Now we're at 0-2. Now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. 1-2 on Leody Taveras. As now we're at 221. The pitch. And that's going to be ball 2. Good eye by Taveras. As now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be, he reached, that's popped up, and that is a foul ball. Padres are in trouble. They're trailing 3-0, and the Mariners did it off of one of their better starters. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. Christian Walker just hit a home run for me, and I am inching close to Greg's great team, so called. And the pitch again. And that's going to be outside for ball 3. Some thought that should have been a strike 3, but I don't care. You owe us for the J.P. Crawford one. Taveras is now working on a full count. Full count, 3-2. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. But however, Rowdy Tellez adds 2 more runs with his laser home run. And we go into the bottom of the 4th. Mariners are now leading it 3-0. Can someone explain the Mariners-Padres rivalry? I really don't even know how it's a rivalry. There's not really much. Like, if there was going to be more of a rivalry that would maybe more prevalent with the National League, I would have thought it would have been the San Francisco Giants. That would be more of a prevalent rivalry, but yet that's not. Can we only let Rowdy Tellez hit on the road? He rakes on the road, but not at home. Has something to do with Eddie Vedder. If you can explain that, Kevin Kirby. Why does San Diego and the Mariners have a rivalry? All right, here's what it was. The San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners have a rivalry, primarily a manufactured one based on their relationship with Eddie Vedder, the frontman for Pearl Jam. Vedder lived in both cities, and Vedder Cup was established to acknowledge this connection. Vedder spent time in both San Diego and Seattle, along with his. So it was. They call it the Vedder Cup. It's pretty stupid, if you ask me. But yeah, but no one really cares. I don't think there's not really a relevant. It still doesn't seem relevant at all. But I do appreciate you asking. Dead Yell Knew Less. Vedder Cup. That's what they call it. Yep. And I better play a commercial because I'm, yeah, things.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top.
We are back from the break, and that's going to be a strike. And this is Xander Bogaerts. I actually went to San Diego, but I haven't been there since 2012 or 13. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, and Julio should be there. And he makes the catch. Sid Rocks. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Roof. Just lurking in here tonight. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you for your support. And I think you were a referral out of Jay Trident Podcast. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. No matter how many viewers I had, I'm still going to do it. The only thing I care about is right now is just getting as much engagement in the chat box as much as possible. Like, I hate saying it, but I know I shouldn't let him live rent-free to my head. Now the pitch, that is low for a ball, but I really want to at least give Northwest Sports Fanatics a run for his money. And now we're at 1-0, and now the pitch. And that is a strike. Now the pitch to Gavin Sheets. Now a ground ball right to Rowdy Tellez, and he will take it to first. And that is going to be in time. Hit that like fellas. What are you talking about? As we're going to the top of the fifth. And for Sunday, as much as I want to do the Mariners game, I'm also very tempted to do Game 7 between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the not the Seattle Supers. I wish the Denver Nuggets, the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. The like button, my guy. Hit that like, fellas. Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you. Hit that like button. Abuse it as much as you can. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Hashtag don't quit your day job. And now the Thunder could be my day job thing. And now we're at 3-0. Now the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. This is absolutely going to be extra bases. And now we got a man on second. He's going to third base for a triple, and the cutoff was just bounced off. And now you got Jake Cronenworth at third base with a 2-out triple. And now this is where things can get dangerous. Mariners have got to get themselves out of this jam. Even with 2 outs, there is still no guarantees. And now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. It's going to be 2-0 for Elias Diaz. Elias Diaz is the guy. Now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up to center fielder, fly ball. But Julio's going to be there. And he makes the catch. And that is going to retire the side. We go to the top of the 5th inning. This game is going fairly fast. Mariners are leading it 3-0. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Well, here we are. I'm really tempted to do the Oklahoma game. Probably going to do it, even though I have like no consistency with the NBA, but I want to give it a shot. I mean, it's game freaking 7. And we are back from the break. As the Mariners are up 3-0. Logan Evans has gotten into some trouble, but he has gotten out of the inning. He has given up six hits in 4 innings of work. And now here's Miles Mastrobuoni, the pitch. And that is a strike as the Mariners are going to take the bat. Logan Evans is at 54 pitches in 5 innings, so actually very efficient. And the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball foul. As we're at 0-2 for Miles Mastrobuoni, who has struggled in the past month. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. As we're at 1-2, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Mastrobuoni. Tickets are as low as $168 for the Thunder. For the Thunder game, if you want to go. And the pitch. And that's Ben Williamson, and he will take that for a ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch. And now here's a liner to right field, and that's going to be a base hit right center field as Ben Williamson gets on base with a single. And next up to the plate is going to be J.P. Crawford. Ben Williams had a nice hit. That was a really solid hit. Can't go wrong with that. Now here's J.P. Crawford. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That's going to be a double play ball. Throw to second, and you can't get a play to first base. And that's going to be 2 outs. The Padres, yeah, they were lucky to get an out, but not hard to do when it's the Mariners out of all teams. Two outs for the Mariners, and now it's going to be up to Jorge Polanco. Maybe he's got some magic, especially with 2 outs. No runner in scoring position, but maybe he can get something done. He's due to get something done. He has to. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, and that is ball 1. Jorge Polanco is batting .327. He has a single, 10 home runs, and 29 RBIs. And the pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to second base. Got a lot of action today. Throw to first in time. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. We are going into the next inning. The bottom of the 5th inning, that is. Again, still 3-0. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
With commercial breaks still, yeah, I'll show you this. If I do the game on Sunday between the Thunder and the Nuggets, oh, never mind. I'll do it next inning. We are back from the break, and Logan Evans is now up on the mound. Still on the mound. It's going to be bottom of the 5th inning. Evans has been pitching very efficient, 54 pitches and 4 innings pitched, and he will get another inning. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. This is Lockridge, who is 0 for 1 in this game. Mariners are up 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now the 1-0 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Ben Williamson. Throw to first in time. And that's going to be 1 out. And that's going to be Fernando Tatis Jr. as he fouls it off, and that's going to be strike 1. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. But yeah, I'm heavily considering doing the Oklahoma game. I know I've already said that, but I want to get maybe some venting Sonics fans into it. As we're at 0-2, and now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. That is 1-2 on the Logan Evans. As we're at 1-2, Evans is shaking him off. He's got what he wants, and now the 1-2. Check swing, he did not go, and that's going to be 2-2. Fernando Tatis had a hit probability of 17. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Fernando Tatis Jr. That is the first strikeout, actually, by Logan Evans. Maybe number 2. That is number 2. 2 strikeouts for Logan Evans. He hasn't walked a batter yet, so he has been very efficient. With the exception of 2 difficult innings, he has made up for it, though. And now here's Luis Arias. He has been very efficient. He is 2 for 2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. Mariners have got to be careful. Or Evans has got to be careful with Arias. Batting .295. And now the pitch. Now here's a line drive to left field. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. That's the 3rd hit for Arias. And he's going to go to second base with a stand-up double. And he has been burying the Mariners today. But hopefully, Mariners can just get out of it. So you can say that we are in another jam, as Arias has been absolutely on fire. He's been hitting it on the opposite sides. And now here's Manny Machado up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. We're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. Manny Machado is batting .335. He's actually 0 for 2 today. Logan Evans has been able to handle him, but this is a new at bat, so he's got to find a way to stop him. As now we're at 0-2, and now the pitch outside for a ball. 1-2 for Manny Machado. And now the pitch, low for a ball. As now we're at 2-2. On to Manny Machado and the pitch. Here's a ground ball, should be easy play by J.P. Crawford. Toss over to first. And that's going to be in time. And that was, other than the double by Luis Arias, that was kind of a 1-2-3 inning with the exception of that double by Luis. And we are going into the top of the 6th inning. It is now 3-0 Mariners. And now here's my NBA on NBC intro that I made. I'm probably going to get my ass whooped by, well, yeah, the NBC theme.
This is the NBA on NBC.
Yep, that's my intro. That's what I'm going to use for the NBA, potentially for that game, the Thunder game. And I really hope that the Nuggets come away with a big upset, as if they already did last year. but they're going to have to do it again. Wonder how last year's series went between the Thunder and the Nuggets. It was the 2024. Hold on. Denver from last year. Oh, it wasn't they didn't play the Thunder. I lied. Then who did they lose to? And we're getting close to being back from the break. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games. So I guess truthfully, the last time the Oklahoma City Thunder, even last time the Denver Nuggets beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you go by history, by shared history, it was 1994. Now here's Julio Rodriguez up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. So they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. As now we're at 1-0, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to right field and fouled. As now we're at 1-1 on the Julio Rodriguez. Julio is now 1 for 2, but he's really got to get it going. And now the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that is going to get right through for a base hit. And Julio Rodriguez will get on base with a single. And now, runner at first base. And now it's going to be up to the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. You know, it was a nice little liner turned into a grounder. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and foul ball by Cal Raleigh. But yeah, I do have some ideas. I think I'm going to show some clips from all the Sonics clips. So I do have some ideas to strengthen the content for Sunday. As now we're at 0-1 for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball belted to deep left field. And that could be enough. And that is gone. That is a home run for Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners have now extended their lead to 5-0. That is a 2-run home run by Cal Raleigh. And that is his 14th home run of the season. I didn't even know that was going to go out by the angle. But then when the left fielder was going to that fence, I was like, yeah, that's got to be gone. And the Mariners continue to score the runs to make it 5-0. And must I say this? Mariners offense literally lives and dies by the home run. It really does. I don't think anyone really caught it. And pitcher is notably upset. Stephen Kowek is very upset about it. As we're at 5-0, Mariners lead. Cal Raleigh hit a 2-run home run off the left-handed side going into the left field. And now he's getting close to being tied for the major league leaders in home runs. He is up there. He may have a chance to compete for that home run derby. He is up there with Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Now here's Randy Arozarena and a big swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike one. Randy Arozarena is struggling. He's batting .232 with 5 home runs and 20 RBIs. And now the pitch to Randy. Now here's a ground ball. He's got to run his butt off. And now the barehanded to throw to first. Not even close. And that is going to be a single for Randy Arozarena. Gets on base. And now it's going to be up to Rowdy Tellez. Does he have another home run in him? I don't know. We'll have to see. He's still going to be on his left-handed side going against the righty, so it might work. Who knows? You just never know. But yeah, Mariners literally live and die by the home run. And Logan Evans pitching very well, and looks like that might be the pitching coach. Nope, that is the manager. Why am I saying? And he has seen enough, and he is going to go to the bullpen to get the reliever. And we'll be back right after this timeout.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
I'm back, and I finally got a comment. We got Kevin Kirby saying it's crazy how how different this offense looks on the road compared to home. I mean, T-Mobile Park is not really my concerns. It's our starting pitching. They just have. I mean, Logan Evans just happens to be pitching at least decent right now. He's been pitching very efficient. He's been getting the quick outs. I can tell you that. Bullpen pitcher for the Padres will be Peralta. It'll be Wandy Peralta. And we are back from the break. Lead singer Pearl Jam. They're showing it on the Apple TV, just like what you said, Kevin Kirby. The Vetter Cup, which is why there is a rivalry, which is kind of weird. And now we got Wandy Peralta. He is the pitcher. He is 6.46 ERA. He is 2-0, though, but he's been giving up quite a bit of runs. He has 11 strikeouts to 7 walks, though. So we're going to have to see how this goes. And now here's Donovan Solano taking over for Rowdy Tellez. And that's a strike because they're going for the lefty-righty matchup, which it doesn't really matter. Solano is just really, really bad. Like, let me show you the splits that they have between each other. They're not that much different. And now the pitch, and it's going to be a throw to first. That's going to be. So basically, you're just giving away an out, which you really, really shouldn't do. I mean, I can prove it to you that it's not going to really mean much. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. And it's proving to me that this is already a bad decision. Donovan Solano's batting 105 against lefties. Rowdy Tellez against lefties, he's batting also 100. So it's really not that much of a difference, the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that's going to be caught by Tatis. And that's going to be 1 out. So basically, you just gave a free out. He did talk to Arias for a moment, had a little bit of a bump in. I thought that was a waste. Now here is Taveras, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul back. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. And now the pitch, That's going to be up high for a ball. 1-2 for Taveras. One, two. Now here's a ground ball. That should be the double play ball. Throw to second, throw to first. And not in time. And that's going to be Taveras safe at first base. So fielder's choice. But now it's going to be up to Miles Mastroboni. And I wonder if Dylan Moore is now going to be the batter. Because I wouldn't trust Miles Mastroboni at this point. He's batting 205 right now. Is now we're at, I think it's Dylan Moore. He's got to be pinch hitting. That's my impression. Yep, Dylan Moore is the pinch hitter who's batting 286. He has been dropping quite a bit, though. I mean, Dylan Moore in April, he was batting 286, so he's batting 286. So I guess it's not much different anyway. But he has been cooling off. Just a little bit. But he's got to really step up as he goes up against Peralta. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball for Dylan Moore. And that's going to be ball one. As now we're at 1-0. And a swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike one. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. Taveras may be going to third base. He should because of the bobble. He doesn't. And now that's going to be runners at first and second. And it's going to be up to Ben Williamson to extend the lead for the Mariners. Now here's Ben Williamson up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. It's batting 240. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Now the pitch. And why did he check swing at that? Didn't even look anything good to check swing at. And now we're at 1-1 for Ben Williamson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike two. As we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Oh, nope. It's going to be, nope. He's just checking the runner at second base. That is Leody Taveras. As we're at 1-2 on Ben Williamson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that is going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners extended their lead with a 2-run home run by Cal Raleigh. And now we are going into bottom of the 6th. Mariners up 5-0. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful flavors.
And we are back from the break. And it's going to be Jackson Merrill. And Logan Evans gets another inning as he is in the 6th inning. He has 68 pitches so far, and he's been very efficient. And now the pitch, and that's going to be up high for a ball for Jackson Merrill, as he is 0 for 2 today. And now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. As now we're at 1-1, and the pitch up high for a ball, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball, and that's going to be strike 2. Jackson Merrill at 4 home runs and batting .400. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to second base, throw to first, and that is in time, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. We got Logan Evans at 74 pitches so far. I think he has it for one more inning, in my opinion. Mariners have been living and dying by the home runs. And now we've got Xander Bogaerts, who is 0 for 2, the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. 1 out so far if you're just tuning in. 75 pitches for Logan Evans. I would imagine that this is going to be his final inning, the pitch, and that is a strike. But if he's pitching very sharp, then it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because maybe the Mariners need to rest their bullpen as they have been getting quite a bit of action. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 2-1 on the Xander Bogaerts. As now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. As now we're at 3-1, the pitch. Inside for a ball, and that is ball 4, take your base. And I wonder if Dan Wilson's going to come out and bring in a relief pitcher. That's the first question I do have. I wonder if that is what it's going to be. I wouldn't know, but we're going to find out, I guess, in a few moments. I guess we're going to find out in moments. Now, here's next hitter, and here's Gavin Sheets, and that's going to be a strike. The flip side is with a guy at first base, you'd think you have a chance for a double play at least. So maybe he can maybe pitch one into a double play like he has before in this game against Gavin Sheets. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. And now it's 0-2 on Gavin Sheets. Evans is now at 81 pitches. He's going to be creeping into the 90s real soon. That means you'll be having 3 innings worth of relief pitchers, which I still don't really like. I'm more of a 2-inning guy. I would like the starters to go into 7 innings. And the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 1-2 on Gavin Sheets. As now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Low for a ball. And that is now 2-2. Now it's 2-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is going to be 2 outs. That is strikeout number 3 for Logan Evans. And now we've got 2 outs. And now it's going to be up to Jake Cronenworth. And that's going to be a strike to Cronenworth. And that is going to be 0-1. As we're at 0-1 for Cronenworth, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 2. We're at 0-2. Already 0-2 for Cronenworth. Can get out of this inning real quick. And the pitch. And low for inside for a ball. That kind of was headed towards his direction. 87 pitches in. We're at 1-2. Let's just get out of this inning. Again, I really think that this is Evans' last inning. I really hope not. I think they should let him pitch out in the 7th inning. Just see what he can do at least. And it's not like he's even pitching that much of fastball, so maybe he has some longevity. And now the 1-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. Still strike 2. Now we're at 1-2 for Cronenworth. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be right to Crawford. He accepts the bag, and that's going to retire the side. Another easy inning for Logan Evans, with the exception of the man on first base. Showing Tony Gwynn statue, one of the all-time great for the San Diego Padres. And now we go into the top of the 7th inning. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Now we are back from the break. There's J.P. Crawford, who hit the home run with on the very first pitch, and now the pitch, and that is a strike. Looks like Logan Evans is done for the day. And the pitch. Here's a ground ball, and that is a backhanded play, and the throw to first, not in time. So that should be an infield single for J.P. Crawford. Gets on base, and it is an infield single. Confirmed it. And now Mitch Garver is actually going to be the pinch hitter right now. Who's he pinch hitting for? He's pinch hitting for Jorge Polanco because a lefty is in, which I don't think that's going to really do much. I would not count on it. I'm against this. I don't like what the Dan Wilson's doing because I don't trust it. And the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And I'm going to check on their numbers to see if this is even worth doing. Mitch Garver, the backup catcher, and Jorge Polanco, the more superior hitter. And the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike one. We got splits. And I love looking at the splits. Mitch Garver, where is he at against lefties? And the pitch. And that is a strike. He bats .231 against lefties, and Jorge Polanco himself against lefties, he hits .250. So it's almost, actually, you're better off having Jorge Polanco be your hitter. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Could be double play ball. Throw to second and the throw to first. And that is way offline. That is going to be safe at first base. I heavily disagreed with it. Andy Bennis, we're talking about Mariners that have played for the Padres. Chris Young, Rich Gossage, never heard of him. Fernando Rodney, believe it or not. Andres Munoz, Mike Cameron. They forgot Mike Cameron out of all players. And we got a bullpen change happening. Polanco still bats better against lefties than Garver. And yet Dan Wilson still pinch hit. Yeah, did not like that decision. Especially on a guy that's like a 6-something ERA. What's the big deal? And I know the Mariners are up 5-0, but you can't trust any lead. All I can say is no lead is safe. I would hate to work for a call center. I still haven't done it, and I refuse to work at a call center. Don't make me work at a call center. And now we got Sean Reynolds as we are back from the break. He's 6'8". And the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Now they're counting on Julio Rodriguez's home run probability, 3%, pretty random. And now the 1-0 and the pitch. And I do think so, yes. Reese Beast, I do think they should pitch him one more inning. And now the pitch. Now it's a ground ball foul. And now it's 1-2. And now we're at 1-2. Oh, Diaz is pitching tomorrow. And now it's 1-2 and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Machado. Throw to second. That's going to be in time. And Julio also gets doubled up for double play. And that was quite the lack of hustle out of Julio Rodriguez. All right, time to sing the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because they have a 5-0 lead. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Now to sing Louie Louie. Papa Louie Louie. Oh, no, say we gotta go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Louie Louie. Oh, no, we gotta go. A fine little girl, she waiting for me. Catch a ship across the sea. Oh, there you go. That was Louie Louie 7th inning stretch. And now we're back from the break, and now we've got Carlos Vargas, and that's going to be a strike. And this is and now we got 0-1, and now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball to Ben Williamson. Should be easy. The throw to first, and that is in time. And that's going to be a strike, as we got an 0-1 for Lockridge. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a liner and fouled. Actually, fouled back. Yeah, Evans pitched good, but I personally would have just given him one more inning to get bullpen some freaking rest, because Jonathan Diaz is going to pitch tomorrow, and the Mariners are going to lose that game. The pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field, and Randy Arozarena makes the catch. Okay, Emerson Hancock on Saturday. Okay, fine. Okay. Never mind. Hancock is pitching Saturday. Brian Wu is pitching Sunday. Wow, everyone's on quite a short rest. Okay, I get it. And the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Oh, no. That was a check swing and actually went in around for a strike. Padres offense has actually struggled. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. It's going to be 1-2 on Carlos Vargas. Or Fernando Tatis Jr. Now we're at 1-2. And that's going to be a foul ball. We're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And a liner to right. Nope. Foul ball again. Looks like I got some more people in the channel. And if you have just tuned in, just want to say thank you. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification, and also donate to this by swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is going to retire the side. Talk about a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and it is still 5-0. All I can say is hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification, and donate to the channel by using the YouTube Super Chats. What are they advertising? That commercial made no sense.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but...
And we are back from the break as we are in the top of the 8th inning. And now we got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Again, to support my channel, like button, subscribe, hit notification, use the donate to the channel through the YouTube Super Chats. You can do it from as little as $1 to as many as you want. And the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a strike. And new pitcher is going to be Reynolds. Actually, he has 6 pitches, so he's already been pitching quite a bit. Last batter was Julio Rodriguez, who got out the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Mariners are cruising to a 5-0 lead so far. All done by home runs by J.P. Crawford, Rowdy Tellez, and Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh, who has 14 home runs this season. And now the 0-2. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And the pitch inside. That nearly got him. And that is going to be, I believe, a full count 3-2. No, it's still 2-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. And the 2-2. And that's going to be strike 3 called, and that's going to be 1 out. Looks like the Angels are now on a roll against the Dodgers. They have scored 3 runs. Now here's Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 2 strikeouts for Reynolds in this inning. As now we've got Donovan Solano, the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. And that's going to be a foul ball. So we're at 1-1 for Donovan Solano. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And at this point, there's really nothing much Donovan Solano can do. Gave him a $3 million contract, 3.5 it was to be accurate. And he has just been an absolute disappointment. To say that he's been a disappointment is an absolute understatement. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 3 strikeouts in a row for Reynolds. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is still 5-0 Mariners.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And we are back from the break. Other Mariners and Padres. We got Mike Cameron, Joey Cora. Yep, they got it right. I told them to. Brett Boone, even. Brett Boone hit 19 home runs, then jumped to 37. Ty France at one point as well. So a lot of Mariners and Padre history. Got Nelson Cruz even. And now here is Luis Arias. Got Casey Lugumina. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up. And JP Crawford is there. And that makes the easy catch. And let me see. Vargas pitched 11 pitches. Okay, fine. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And the pitch again. And that's going to be a foul ball. Because now we're at 0-2 on Manny Machado, who's 0 for 3. And that's going to be outside for a ball. 1-2. He has a 14-game hitting streak, Manny Machado, but that's in danger of ending it. And the pitch. And check swing, and that's going to be a foul ball. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball by Casey Legumina. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is probably going to end Manny Machado's 14-game hitting streak. Has a little bit of a chat with Jackson Merrill, but now Mariners have 2 outs. As the Mariners bullpen has been very effective today. Crazy to think that here we're at. And now we got Jackson Merrill, who is 0 for 3, and now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. That is ball 1 on Merrill. And he's batting .394 with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs. And now the 1-0. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike one. And the pitch. And foul ball again. And that is going to be strike two. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that is going to retire the side. 2 strikeouts for Legumina. An easy 1-2-3 inning. And we're going into the top of the 9th inning. And this game has been cruising along. This game is at 2 hours and 14 minutes so far. Logan Evans pitched 6 strong innings, gave up 7 hits. We got 3 strikeouts and just 1 walk. Carlos Vargas got away with an easy inning, and so did Legumina. Both pitched 11 pitches. They were all very efficient today. And we are back from the break. And now the pitch to Leody Taveras, and that's going to be a fly ball to left center field, but Jackson Merrill is there and he makes the catch, and that is going to be one away. Just put away so quickly. Now we're at the next pitch. That's going to be a strike for Dylan Moore. Reynolds is still pitching. Maybe the Mariners should try that strategy. If a bullpen pitcher's pitching well, you keep him in. Now the pitch. And that is going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch. And that's a strike, and that's going to be 1-2. On deck will be Ben Williamson, and then it will be J.P. Crawford. Don't know how much more. The pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Dylan Moore is now at 2 strikes. We're at 1-2. And the pitch. And strike 3 called, and that gets him out of there. And now that's going to be 2 quick outs right there. And now it's going to be up to Ben Williamson to see what he can do.
Red Sox bullpen has struggled. Still just got to find a way to get some base runners on. Still have 4 innings.
And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And again. And that's just going to be outside for a ball. Again, that's going to be 2-0. Pitch. And that's going to be 3-0 for Ben Williamson. Has a chance to get on base with a walk. He is 1 for 3. And here it is. And ball 4, take your base. And Ben Williamson gets on base for the second time this evening. And now it's going to be up to J.P. Crawford to see what he can do. See if he can extend the lead, which I would like to see. Because you never know. Things can always go wrong. And tomorrow, assuming the Mariners win this game, knock on the freaking wood. And the pitch. Up high for a ball. We got Brian Wu on Sunday, but before that, it's going to be Emerson Hancock. And the pitch. And that's going to be a strike. That is going to be a 1-1 count on J.P. Crawford. As we're at 1-1. And the pitch. And that's going to be inside for a ball. Reynolds still pitching. He has 33 pitches. Logan Gilbert's now vibing with the Mariners. Wonder if he's closer to getting to a start. And now the 2-1. Outside for a ball. Ball 3. And I would think if Reynolds cannot get out of this inning, if he walks J.P. Crawford or gives up a hit, I think that will go to the bullpen. But it is 5-0 anyway. As now we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Cole Young hit a massive 458 feet home run in play against Albuquerque in New Mexico. As now we're at 3-2 on J.P. Crawford. He was 2 for 4. The pitch runner goes, and that's going to be ball 4, take your base. And now it's going to be Julio Rodriguez, who is now up to the plate to do some damage, which I would like to see him do. Right now, no, I lied. It's actually Jorge Polanco. And Jorge Polanco with 2 outs does very well. Logan Gilbert, late May. George Kirby, late May. And, wow, we got Jackson Kowar, June. Victor Robles, July. Ryan Bliss, September. Wow, Rayleigh and Thornton are no timables. Bryce Miller, late May. So a lot of players to be coming back real soon. And if the Mariners can get healthy, maybe they can be a bit more consistent. And hopefully they don't have games like they did against the Blue Jays. And what's that team? The New York Yankees, the Evil Empire. Hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong. And it looks like they're still staying with him. Jack Morris has a birthday today. Happy birthday to Jack Morris. The Game 7 MVP, the MVP of the 1991 World Series for the Twins. Now also, I think he won an MVP in 84 in the World Series for the Tigers. And now the pitch to Garver. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Okay, Google. How many World Series MVPs did Jack Morris win? Now here's Mitch Garver and the pitch.
254 games in his career, and 3 World Series winners: the 1984 Detroit Tigers, the 1991 Minnesota Twins, and the 1992 Toronto Blue Jays.
Had no idea who's with the Blue Jays. And that pitch. And that is going to be a strike. Wonder how long Jack Morris pitched for. He's 70 years old. And the last time he pitched was in 1994 for the Cleveland Indians. And the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. In 92, he was 21-6. This guy was absolutely insane. He had just turned 70 years old. Congratulations to Jack Morris, making it another decade. The pitch. And that's going to be fly ball, more like a pop-up that could be playable. And nope, that's going to be out of play. Oh, I forgot. Polanco is not batting because you don't pull them out. For Mitch Garver, who's going to do absolutely nothing. Nothing. As we're at 2-2. And the pitch. And now here's a fly ball line drive, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder, Tatis. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Colin Snyder will be coming on to mop up. And let's get a very clean victory. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RoofTopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code.
And we are back from the break. And it is the last try for the Padres. I messed the stat. Let's see if the Mariners can just finish this off. And now Colin Snyder is up on the mound. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there, out there for a ball. To those who have commented today, Reese Beast, BC, Sid Rocks, Dead Yell New Yes, Kevin Kirby, thank you for your contributions on the chat. Rex Crum, Daniel Barry Sports Highlight. I appreciate every one of you. Without you guys, there is no show. And the 2-0. And that's going to be in there for a strike for Colin Snyder. Colin Snyder has notably struggled in this season. And the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Got him to strike 2. So Colin Snyder, in this season so far, in 24, he had around a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, but his velocity has kind of went down this season. And the pitch. And that is going to be inside for a ball, 3-2. There's a reason why Colin Snyder's pitching, because he's been struggling. He's at a 3.72 ERA thus far. And now the 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Bogarts. And now we've got one down. Mariners top prospects: Colt Emerson, Lazaro Montes, Cole Young, Felnine Celestine, Harry Ford, Johnny Farmelo, Michael Roy. The list goes on. Now there's Gavin Sheets, the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. On this day, Allen Houston hit his game winner against the Miami Heat in 1999, the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And now the pitch. That's going to be a strike again. That's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 2. And the pitch. Oh, and that hit him, and he's going to go to first base. That's really frustrating. On a 1-2, he still ends up not getting the out. That must really hurt. So it was on this day in the NBA. If you care about the NBA, Allen Houston hit a game winner at Miami during Game 5 of the first round to give the 8-seeded Knicks a 3-2 series win over the top-seeded Miami Heat. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. It's going to be 1-0 for Jake Cronenworth. Mariners can end this with a double play, though, but Colin Snyder is just not looking good at all. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And the pitch, ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit, and that is going to be extra bases, and the runner could score. That's going to end the shutout, and that will end the shutout, and the Padres get on the board on a one-out double, RBI double by Jake Cronenworth, and the Padres do get on the board. And yeah, it's not good to see. It's really not good to see Colin Snyder struggling like this. It really isn't. It's very concerning. Like, Colin Snyder is just not the way he is. It's not what he was last year when he was an absolute dominant force at the bullpen. He's just not showing it anymore. It's really tough to see. Like, Colin Snyder was an absolute monster last year, 1.94 ERA. Now that seems to be gone. And now we've got a swing and a miss. And now it looks like Munoz is getting warmed up in the bullpen in case things get really out of control. I think this was a game to put in Matt Brash. But it was a mop-up day, so they wanted to save him for a high leverage game, potentially. Now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. And even with high leverage, Matt Brash has still been struggling. Like, he's just been having problems with his ball location. I mean, let's look at Matt Brash's stats. And don't get me wrong, Matt Brash has yet to give up a run in 4 games and 3 innings of work, but he hasn't really done much. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, but he's still been a bit wild. And now the 0-2. And that's going to be low for a ball, and that is going to be 1-2. Let's go Padres. Going pretty loud. The 1-2. And low for a ball again. And Colin Snyder just cannot find the strike zone as we're at 2-2. Of course, one player on the Mariners has to make it difficult. Now here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Padres are now down to their final out. Mariners are just 3 strikes away from completing a victory against the San Diego Padres, and it was absolutely, look at that spin by Colin Snyder. Nice spin. That was, I don't even know what that pitch was. It was a 91-mile-an-hour pitch, but it has a nice spin to it. Mariners are just 1 out away from completing this game with a 5-1 victory. That's what we're hoping for it to be. Manny Machado is putting his hands on his shoulders of Luis Arias. And now up to the plate, it's going to be Tyler Wade, who is actually pinch hitting for Lockridge. As we got Fernando Tatis Jr. on deck. And yeah, if the Padres can get another hit or just draw another walk, it's not that crazy of an idea to expect a comeback victory from the Padres. I mean, yeah, 2 outs, but you still have heavy loaded hitters. And now we've got Tyler Wade up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. 2 strikes away from the Mariners completing a huge victory. It was behind a home run by J.P. Crawford, Rowdy Tellez, and Cal Raleigh. The pitch. And that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be strike 2, and it's game time. Again, J.P. Crawford led the game with a home run on the first pitch, followed by Rowdy Tellez with a 2-run home run and another 2-run home run by Cal Raleigh. You couldn't ask any more out of Logan Evans, considering what he has been. Andres Munoz in the bullpen, just in case of extreme situations. Let's hope that doesn't happen. The 0-2. And that is going to be in the dirt, and that is going to be ball 1. But yeah, Logan Evans with some couple innings where he had a jam with Met runners on first and second, but he still got himself out of it by pitching into quick double plays. Colin Snyder has a really nice spin on his pitches. And now we're at 1-2 for Tyler Wade. He has a 41% chance strikeout probability that they're saying. 21 pitches for Colin Snyder. And he just got to get this guy out. Just one more strike and the game is over. And now the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. That's a foul ball, actually. And Tyler Wade is still trying to keep this game alive for the San Diego Padres. Had a nice spin to it. And it was foul tipped, just barely so. Just barely foul tipped. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball, 2-2. Looks like Kelsey Plum of the WNBA of the LA Sparks made a historic debut. First player with a new team with 30 points, 5 assists, and 5 steals. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is going to end the ball game. The ball game is over. The Mariners win it 5-1 behind great pitching by Logan Evans. J.P. Crawford with a leadoff home run. 2-run home run by Rowdy Tellez. And a 2-run home run by the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And the Mariners have now given themselves a 1.5-game lead in the division. Tomorrow will be Emerson Hancock. Let's hope he can have a strong outing, a little bit stronger than the Yankees outing. But that's going to do it. Just want to say, everyone else, thank you very much for joining me on this show. I got to take off. I got some videos to make. And everyone, have yourself a fantastic evening and go Mariners.